Hi, guys. Welcome back to Bitch Be Grateful. We're so happy to have you here. It's me, Nicole, and your host, Ida.
Yes. It is us. And yes, we are so
Surprise.
grateful
No.
that you are here with us today, especially because today's episode, it is so juicy and we are going to share such a magical and
hmm
powerful tool with you guys that has meant a lot for me and Nicole the past year and a half. And we're so excited.
We're super excited because last episode we sort of talked about making grateful goals. And at minimum, at least infusing your goals with gratitude, which is super important, and making that the basis and priority. And today we want to share a resource and a tool that we've been using, like Ida said, for the last year and a half that we've been doing on a daily. And it has just like skyrocketed our gratitude and our gratitude goals. And I would say, like, sped up our manifestations a little bit too. Like, this tool is literally magic.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Not just a little bit. I want to say a lot,
A lot of it.
to be honest. Yeah, because it is actually I wanna say, like, an infusion of a tool, so it's based both on gratitude, but also on manifestation, so that's
Mhm.
what makes it so powerful, and it is, really, really cool, and I am just so excited that we're
Yeah.
gonna share it with everyone.
While we're at it, why don't we tell them what is the name of this tool?
So the name of the tool is Magical Morning Practice, and as the name is saying, it is something that you do in the morning. I would say that in the morning is possibly when you're most in touch with your higher self, no? Can we say that?
Yes, we can say that. I would say we at least start at 0, neutrality.
Yeah.
And the reason it's called the morning magical practice, which me and Ida will show you later on in the episode how you can play with the time frame of this
Mhm.
practice. In case you don't do it in the morning for whatever reason. But why we recommend doing it first thing, and we'll get into the practice in a moment, is because when you wake up in the morning, your kind of your emotions, your mind, your frequency, it's at like it's neutral. It's even,
Mm.
you're like a fresh slate. Your body's hopefully recovered and like restored and like filed everything away, and you're starting a brand new day. So, this is going to help set you up to create the kind of day that you want. Um, and like Ida said, it's a moment to help you connect to your higher self, your higher desires, and actually create the day that you want to live. And it's super fun. It's super, super fun because you get
It's so much
to
fun.
give thanks. You get to play a little bit of manifesting magic in it.
I honestly have to admit that sometimes I do it just because it's so much fun that I'm just like, "Oh, like, I'm so excited to do it, so I need to do it now."
Yes. Before we go into it, we're not the creators of this resource. Let's make
Mhm.
that very clear. It's something that we started doing after reading a book called Magnetic Mindset.
Mhm.
Which is written by Gala Darling. She's an incredible author, EFT practitioner, guru, all of the things, pink dream queen.
Yes,
Like, she's just
so
amazing.
many titles.
Oh, so many titles. And
Yeah.
she developed this practice in her journey, and she's been kind enough to share it with all of us. And since we started, it has been super, super impactful. And
It has.
if you want to go really in depth, read The Magnetic Mindset. It's fantastic. You can find it
Yeah,
anywhere.
it's a great book.
A great
A
resource.
great, great
But
book.
Ida, let's see. Okay, so let's go through the morning magical practice. Let's tell them what is the practice? What are we doing here?
So the first thing that we need to do is to grab our phone, and maybe that is not like the biggest recommendation these days to grab your phone first thing in the morning, but we all know that we are doing it anyway, so we can use it
Yes.
for something good. And you need to enter your voice memo app, whatever that looks like on your phone, and hit record. And then what we record is step one, a little gratitude practice. So you basically just say all the things you're grateful for. But what the key is here is that you really feel the gratefulness. You need to feel why these things are making you feel grateful, how they make you feel, and not just read a list of things, but
Mhm.
actually feel the feeling. And once you feel like you really embody the feeling of gratitude, then we can move on to step two, which is super simple. You just have to talk about your day. But here, the trick is that you talk about it in past tense, so as if it already happened. it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. If it's morning, afternoon, evening, you are anyways going to talk about your whole day as if it already happened. So here, feel free to use your imagination. It doesn't have
Mhm.
to be realistic. You can literally create your day however you want it to look like and then talk about it in past tense. Moving on to step 3, which is zooming out and looking at the full picture. And here we just want to talk about our dreams, what we want to happen, what we want to achieve, what we want like the zoomed out picture of our lives to look like. And again, here we need to talk about it in past tense, and
Mhm.
feel free to dream as big or as small as you want. If it's the day after, if it's 1 year ahead, like whatever you want, you can make it as big or how small as you want. But again, the trick is to use your imagination, think about what you want to happen, and then dare to say it. Dare to say it out
Ooh,
loud as if it
yes.
already happened.
That's a good point. Dare to say it, because what is the fourth part of this practice, Ada, which is can be
The
the
fourth part is
scariest.
maybe the scariest one, yeah,
Yeah.
which is to send it to someone. Scary, scary, scary. So that is, yeah, truly the scariest part when you've said something huge out loud and then you're going to send it to someone and you know that they're going to listen to the message. But it is, I want to say it's so important. And even though you can choose if you want to have a magical morning partner or not, but it is highly recommended because it makes it so much more juicy. It also makes it more true because you've said it
Mhm.
out loud, someone is going to listen, and also someone is going to respond. And this is also where the partnership
Ooh,
comes in.
yes. This is where it gets
Yeah.
really juicy, like, really, really fun is the response
Yeah.
part, because it's one thing so, essentially, like Ida said, you're gonna record these 3 things all in one voice memo, and that can be it can
Mhm.
be 5 minutes, it can be 10, 15, 20. Everyone you know, everyone has their own preference. I talk a lot, so Ida
Yeah.
has some very long messages sometimes. Pobrecita.
Yeah. Just also side note is that me and Nicole are magical morning partners. So we
Yeah,
are
who knew?
sending these messages back and forth to each other for a year and a half now, like we've been saying.
And then what me and Ida have done is respond back, which is really, really fun. So if Ida, like, and we'll give you a full example at the end, but let's say Ida says, "Oh yeah, I published a book today." This is just being exaggerating. I'll be like, "Oh my God, Ida, I read your book. I bought it as soon as it came out. I just finished reading it. It's the best book I've ever read. Like, I'm just learned so much about myself. Like, you're an amazing author, blah, blah, blah." And I'm responding
Mhm.
all of this to her hypothetical situation, her manifestation. And what that does, seriously, guys, it is in your mind, it grounds it as reality. You're just like, yeah, I
Mhm.
I am an author. I can do this. Like,
Yeah.
like what?
I
Like, yeah,
wrote the
I
best
did.
book
I've
ever.
already published a book, which in manifesting is very important because once you've decided on this desire, you have to know that it's already done for you. Like it's already done.
Yeah.
You just a matter
Yeah.
of getting to that point in your life.
Mhm.
And this really helps you do that, and it's so fun. But yeah, sending it to someone can be scary, and if you don't send it, I suggest listening to your recording out loud because it will also help you ground it into reality.
That's a very good
But
advice.
it's very fun. It's very, very fun, and we can list the steps in our show notes to make it very easy for you as well.
Yeah.
Um and where you can find more information. But let's see, I think we can give them some of our tips and tricks for doing it
Yes.
on a
I
daily
think we
from
should
what we
give them
learned.
our juiciest tip. Do you wanna start?
Sure, let's see. I would say don't censor yourself. That's my biggest tip is this is not an
Mhm.
area to censor yourself and be realistic. This is an area to be as unrealistic because usually what we think of as reality are just our own limitations. So don't put that into this morning magic and really think about like, okay, if maybe one of my dreams is to I don't know, produce a TV show? Like, what if today I'm going through my day and I'm talking about it as if I'm already writing the script for that show, even though I haven't started? And then you're going to get the desire to start writing that script or do whatever else, or it's going to inspire you to do something else. Like, don't
Mhm.
limit yourself because, well, okay, I have to go to my job and I did that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, like, sure, add those in there.
Yeah.
But really be like, "Okay, but what if I did just do that thing? What if I really just started it?" And put that into your morning manifestations. But this is a really great way to test out those gratitude goals like we were talking about and see how they actually feel. And if you get really
Mhm.
excited about it, if it feels really satisfying and you zoom out and you're like, "Yeah, I've got, this mansion and the yacht and whatever." And if that feels good, then those are meaningful goals for you. But
Exactly.
you're having a hard time like, "Wow, I thought I wanted this, but when I manifest it, when I do the morning magic, it's like it's a hard for me to get excited for it." Like, maybe that's kind of a sign that you need to find a more aligned goal. And for me,
Mm.
like, that's what it's really helped me do is f filter my goals into what's actually really meaningful for me. And by playing
I
around
love
with it
that.
it's like playing
Yeah.
with reality without committing to it. And that's what I really love about it
Mm.
too. You can test your goals and be like, "Oh," and land on something like this podcast that feels really, really
Yeah.
meaningful to you. But you had a really juicy tip before we started talking, or we started recording. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, you should share yours too, because this is actually very helpful with gratitude goals and manifesting and this practice in general.
Yeah, once I started implementing this, it really helped me like to start manifesting even bigger and more. And that was because for me, it was really hard to manifest my future without having some sort of timeline. I found it really helpful to, let's say, now it's January, and I thought, okay, these things I want to have accomplished by March. So then, what I would do when I manifested my kind of zoomed out picture is that I would say, today, Nicole, I woke up and it's April 1st, and this and this happened since last time we talked. And I'm so grateful because I started my podcast, for example. I'm already on episode 10 and people are loving it and they're going crazy. It really helped my brain to kind of be able to see, oh, that's what I want to do by that time. Because unless, yeah, it just became way too wide for
Yeah.
me. I was just like, I don't even know where to start.
Doing that is really fun, and sometimes me and Ida, like, just for a couple tips and tricks, we will do, like, a weekly zoom out or a monthly zoom out or 3
Mhm.
months and then sometimes we'll do the yearly, or if we're working on a 5-year plan, we'll be like, "Okay, I'm zooming out 5 years," or whatever it is. Um, and you can really and it changes all the time, though, it really does, like,
It does, yeah. And
it
that's the thing
changes.
too, that it doesn't have to be like every day is different. So one day
Mhm.
you can manifest a week ahead, and next day a year ahead, next day 1 day ahead. So there's no rules for when you manifest or what you
Mhm.
manifest. Every day you can even manifest different things if that's what you want, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever feels good to you and whatever feels right to manifest that day, manifest that. And maybe some days what you manifested before doesn't feel right for that day, but then the next day it does again, and that's completely fine. It doesn't have to be consistent.
Yeah, we
The only thing
change.
that we advise that is consistent is that you do this every single day.
Yes, every day because it's really
Yeah.
amazing.
I also just wanted to say, like, last advice is that whoever you choose as your partner, even in our case, we didn't know each other when we started doing this.
Mhm.
So, like, there's not always like that, that you can trust them, but make sure that you do it with someone that you feel like you can trust and that you
Yes.
feel like they are, giving you the same energy back. Like, this is supposed to
Mhm.
be a two-way street and not a one-way street. Also commit to the role as the partner, like be their
Mm.
biggest cheerleader.
I
And
love
if
that.
they manifest ABC, you manifest back DEF for them. That's
Yeah.
what I love with Nicole and I, is that if I said, oh, I published my book, and I wouldn't say anything more, then she would come back to me saying, like, oh my God, it's on the bestseller list in every country in the world, it's this and that, da, da, da. She would just like explode, my manifestation.
I love what you said, Ada. Like, commit to being that if you're gonna get a partner to do this, which I highly, 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 highly recommend it, especially if this is your first
Hmm.
time doing it. Like, it's just
Yeah.
nothing like it. But yeah, like she
Hmm.
said, commit to being that partner. Commit to giving them as much as you want to receive. Because the whole point is that this becomes like a cycle of reciprocity and just like of continuous like amping each other up and making each other more grateful, which is like really me and Nita's entire relationship. We're like the biggest hype girls for each other. I have to be honest, like I personally couldn't find anyone in my circle that wanted to do this practice with me.
Mm,
And I'm not throwing shade anywhere. I totally get it. And I'm so thankful that everyone said no, or it led me to the right person. So, and the reason I like doing it with a
yeah.
stranger and make sure like we found each other in a community of like-minded people. So it was a very safe
Mhm.
place for me to find someone, which made a
Mm,
huge difference. But I personally liked doing it with a stranger because they didn't know me, they didn't know my background, like anything, and we could just manifest and be grateful and have fun. And I didn't have to
yeah.
have a backstory, no one did, and, of course, we got to know each other, but it was really fun, so I definitely suggest that with partnerships, like Ida said.
I never wanted to do it with anyone in my circle because I was just really like, but they know what I'm up to. And I felt so weird being like, oh, if I would manifest my day and they knew very well that I went to work and I did this and I did that, but then I would just tell them that I had this like super, let's say, luxurious life or whatever. For me, that was very uncomfortable, like, to think about. So I was like, "No, I just want to do it with someone that has no idea what I'm up to." And even though now we know, but in the beginning, like the very first messages, I didn't know of what Nicole told me was true or not. Like, I didn't have a choice then to support your manifestations. You know what I mean? Because I had no other reality of Nicole.
Exactly, so, like, it's really it's just so fun. We really encourage you to do this. I would say
Yeah.
starting today, and even we did wanna give you some tips on like, aside from what we just told you really quickly, if you don't do it in the morning or you have resistance and you skip it, start it any time of the day. You need a reset.
Yeah,
What you say is almost like casting a spell on your day, you know? So you
it
can do
is.
this
Yeah.
any time of the day that you need a reset. Tag us if you've tried this
Yes,
practice. It's one of the best ways to create gratitude in your day and to make it
it
something that you want
is.
to do.
I'm so excited for all of you
Ah,
to be able to try it now. And like Nicole was saying, start
start
today and just have
today.
fun with it. Enjoy and just whatever comes up, say it out loud. Dream big, dream small, like whatever you want, say it out loud and dare to say
Yes.
it, dare to send it.
We forgot to tell them, yeah, dare to send it. I love that Ida said that. She was like, dare to send it. And I was like, yeah, dare to say it and dare to send it because what it really
Yes.
helps you do too is just own those desires.
Yeah, it's so cool. So yeah, let us
Ah,
know if you try it. How did you find it in the comments or in our DM on Instagram on bitch.begrateful? And we'll see you next
yeah.
week.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.